It's Thursday, June 8th. This is an end of the day SPY recap, and today we end up with essentially a kind of a two-down failure bar again, where we started out below the previous day, given it was a red bar, but then immediately reversed to the upside and set up a nice buy to kind of move to the top of the range, which was yesterday's high. We just about got there. I think we fell a little short, but essentially it was kind of a reversal day again. We've had four of those in a row, but what's happening here is the market is just moving up and consolidating as we move towards that target, which I've been if you've watched some of the recap videos and other videos, I've been biased to hitting this target on the weekly chart here. Now they're moving up. I've talked about how this target's always been in play as we've been moving up, and after pausing in this area, that's where I think we're going. So I'm certainly biased to the upside. Yesterday was a red day that I thought, would move at least to test those lows, but the question was always, we're staying above the midpoint of the prior week, and I discussed on the recap video how we might just be making kind of higher highs here and lower lows, ready to kind of fail and start back up. And first of all, I'm strongly biased to why I went long today versus going short. First of all, you could have played the short side to start. There's no doubt about it, and I'll show you that in a second. But in general, in this environment, number one, when I see an inside, I've discussed this on many of my videos, when I see inside bars forming or a group of inside bars in a tight range, I'm actually more interested in the failure to break out of that range. That happens more often than not, unless there's a good reason to expect to break out, to the upside. If the big trend was up, and we're just failing in here, an inside bar, then yeah, I'll play that. I'll be more aggressive on the upside breakout. But since the trend is up here, I'm anticipating this red line. I'm not that excited about getting short, knowing we're going to probably find support and eventually move up there. So right at the open, if we look at the 15-minute chart, first of all, knowing that you had that big red bar from yesterday, you definitely could have anticipated taking out those lows. And there's no doubt here on the very first bar. Matter of fact, if I was going to be excited to go short, or I wanted to give it a shot thinking we're going to have a big pullback, what I have done in the past is, I'll look at this opening bar, number one, this is the 5-minute chart, it kind of fails to go up. I'm really anticipating taking out these pre-market lows and yesterday's lows. I look at bar number two here, that's kind of, there's your reversal bar, and I would have bought the puts right in here or gone short in some way. At that point, I know we might be, we're going to likely come down and take that out. Then I'm also aware we got to get immediate continuation, or it could be a potential failure. In this case, once you get that 5-minute chart going, yeah, we came down, we took that out, we had another bar that stayed down there nicely, and then I'm really at that point going to the 15-minute chart, and I want to see that continuation. And look what happened on this 15-minute bar. It immediately looked like you're having a failure. So whether you kind of got right out, or you waited to give it maybe one more shot, and then wanted to get that bar red, or as soon as it broke out here, you have to get out of that trade right there if you went short and maybe a small loss. Or if you're really nimble about it, you could have just broken even. But anyway, once it came up here and took out that high, that to me, and I shot a video why I went long here, and I was most excited to get long, and you had the two pushes up on the day, very nice trade directionally, and I still think at the moment we're heading up to that until proven otherwise. Another factor also, when I see weekly bars green like this, green, 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 and I know the trend is up, what I look for is these red days within that, and those are the days I'm looking to get long within that weekly green. Like here's a red day in here, I'm excited to get long. So anytime I see red, even on this day, I was excited to get long. I see red yesterday, I'm excited to get long. Here's a red day that you're excited to get long, but it gapped down, so you didn't get a chance, but here's the next day to go long. So anytime I see a lot of green on the weekly chart, I'm looking for red days to kind of get excited to go long the next day, just to see what sets up. And when I get red bars, on a downtrend, I'm looking for kind of weekly reversals in order to start thinking long. So I'm, a little bit more patient. But, when you have the aggressive, like here's a whole bunch of green bars to the upside. If I go to the daily chart, you'd see a bunch of red days in here that would set up good long trades. So that's another reason, again, why I'm biased to the long side here, biased to the long side in general, with this target in mind. And I'm biased, given that you have a tight range that I know can get a fair failure to the downside when my big picture continuity is to the upside. So I'm really, looking to go long, and I'm waiting for that perfect setup. And in this case, that's what it gave us right here. And again, shot the video getting long, scaling out, set up an overage trade, and you had your 2 pushes up. And I still think we're heading to that area. So let's see how the week concludes tomorrow. We have the green week now. We've always kind of been anticipating this, knowing we're holding the midpoint of the prior week, and I'm still targeting that red line until proven otherwise.